What a way to start out. That's tremendous.
We're going to have to work on these.
Oh, no, we're not.
Cat Williams.
Kenny Cott, meet the blacks.
We are not coming out the gate with Cat Williams. As there's MLK, there's Martin Luther King,
Maya Angelou,
yeah.
Malcolm
Williams. X. Yeah.
Attack the discussion, not the messenger. The person I am going to mention is not some bastion of integrity, not good guy, but he makes good points. So when I say this, you have to really separate the two, okay? We have talked endlessly about my world, the destruction of college football and college basketball. In your perspective, it's more evolutionary, noted, but we all agree there needs to be some fixes. So a big-time name in college basketball has spoken. And what I get tired of is the common sense you get from coaches that does not exist at the athletic director level, does not exist at the presidential level, collegiately, not politically, and certainly does not exist at the NCAA. So we heard Mike Gundy years ago talk about, guys, it's simple. 1, 2, 3, or 4-year deals. Button it up. Let's at least clean up the transfer aspect. If you sign a contract, you're stuck with us. We're stuck with you. You become a good player. Oops. You become a bad player. Well, that's on us. And if you want to bet on yourself and you want to do free agency every year, well, the schools signing you know what they're getting into. They're kind of dating a stripper. And you know what you're getting into, that at the end of the year, you had a subpar year. Bye. Well, that was Mike Gundy. Now, I agree. Contracts have to be a part of whatever we're doing moving forward, college football, basketball.
Yep, absolutely.
But the man I want to bring up next is Mr. Rick Pitino. Shout out Italian Bistros. But what Rick Pitino said last night is fascinating. Now, he's been doing a lot of yapping, and I don't like all of it. He's sitting here complaining about UConn and all these different things, and you can't build a culture, and it's too hard. Rick, you turned over your whole roster except Soriano, your center. Now, hang on a minute. But here's what Pitino said. We can fix the sport with this simple set of things. Salary cap, $2 million a school. Get caught cheating, you get hammered by a governing body. Ban your ass from the postseason for 2 years. Very simple. So I wanted to ask a question. I want to ask it to Rico Beard because he is our media mogul expert of college expansion affairs. I want to ask you, the people, because not everything can be about the Lions. Oh, most of the show will be, but not everything. Guys, is it that simple? Could all of the ills of college football and basketball be solved with these 3 things? Contracts that are binding both ways, a salary cap, and legitimate penalties. Straight up. Now, football, determine your number. Let the networks determine it. I don't care. Let the schools, Big Ten and the SEC, are doing this Godfather meeting. Figure it out. You want to spend $10 million? And I don't care if you took a law class. I'll just tell you, the schools lawyers have a better understanding than you do. So just please don't call up and scream Title IX to the sky. Title IX was designed for amateur athletics on a scholarship for scholarship, quote unquote, head count basis, meaning you have to do this equally. If you have 108 scholarships dedicated to men's sports, you need 108 in women's. Noted. What we're talking about is not really college athletics. It is not amateurism. And in fact, I think Rico made the point the other day, there's probably a separation of church and state here. And if you're not a part of the NCAA, if you go out and do a separate championship, I wonder if there's a case there. But what I don't want to do is take someone calling up the show who's taken 2 law classes in their life and works at a smoothie bar and get into a legal argument. So can we just table that and deal in reality for a minute? Are the solutions to fixing the sports we love really as simple as what Mike Gundy and Rick Pitino said? 248-539-9797. If your answer is no, I'm here to hear all about it. Rico, you are the CEO of College Destruction / Expansion Television Thingamabobs and Decisions.
Get the title right.
So tell me, is it really as simple as what Pitino said?
Yeah, it is. Here's what happens with the NCAA. The reason why there's so many problems is because they make things complicated, Mike. They've invented the gray area. But yes, if you simply had a contract where you're going to buy in and either you go long-term or short-term, we'd be 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or 4. I love that. I loved it when Gundy said that years ago. But Pitino saying, yeah, let's just do the salary cap. I've been saying for the longest, if you simply took 10% of the TV contract, funneled it back to football, so $10 million you have, use it however you want. If you want to give your quarterback $9 million of that and the other $1 million gets divvied between the other 84 players, that's on you. But if you get caught, I think the second part was genius on his part, the punishment. There is no, we got to sit and it's going to take 5 years for us to figure out your punishment. No. Just like what should have happened with Michigan. It's going to be instant and it's going to be swift. You got caught, you're going to sit out the next 2 years of the college football playoffs or the NCAA tournament. You're not going. There is no, but it was just a cheeseburger. But we had extenuating circumstances. No, you know the rules. If you get caught, 2 years, we're done. We're not going to play the game. We're not going to let you extend it and appeal it.
Right.
Yeah, I love it because at that point, I think you've leveled the playing field. So now you don't have to worry about people poaching other people because you have the money, you have the capital, and it's how you spend it. And if you can't, there is no going over the cap. This isn't the NFL where the cap doesn't exist. This is going to be a hard cap. And once you hit your 10 million or 2 million or whatever the cap is, you're done. That means you can't get player X to come to your school because you're broke. Or maybe you better hope that a contract is ending and this guy is off your books, and now you can go get that player in the spring.
And you enforce it the same way that you enforce it professionally. Look, guys, I'm just trying to throw it out that when you hear smart people talk, like I don't have to agree with all of Rick Pitino's life decisions, but he's a pretty damn smart guy, and he's one of the top 20 college basketball coaches in my lifetime. Maybe ever in the sport, quite frankly, because all he does is win. He's got it right. Chip Kelly had it right when we talked about conference expansion and talked about scheduling and how football needs to be separate. Mike Gundy had it right. So I'm just asking you. You know, if we really are watching the Big Ten and the SEC have this meeting, they're creating their own league. So it should be a salary cap. And how do you enforce it? Simple. Hey, newsflash. You want to play games with the taxes? The IRS going to come and get you. You have a governing body. You have an enforcement team, which is simple.
Or you know what? You have a commissioner with real power who walks in and says, hey, guys, you knew the rules. You got caught. See you in 2 years.
That's it. Greg Sankey, czar of college football.
But we're Alabama. Don't care. And that's the other thing, too. It can't be, well, big boy got caught. Well, maybe we'll give him a mulligan. No. Because at that point, that really sets the message. If all of a sudden you walk in and in year 3, Texas, gone, 2 years. You know what everybody else is saying? If Texas can go, we can go.
Well, and think about it from a college basketball standpoint. You can either afford a salary cap and a set number, or you cannot. And if you cannot, you're gone. You don't get to play D1.
Your group, yeah.
I mean, let's think about this. College basketball-wise, all jokes aside, how many legitimate Division I teams should there be? I can give you an answer. It shouldn't be more than 100.
Not 300 and some?
No, I'm sorry, but, no. Chicago State on their barnstorming tour? No, shouldn't be a Division I school. Incarnate Word? No. So I just want to know, is it as simple as what Rick Pitino said last night? Salary cap. Get some contracts, get some enforcement called a day. What are we doing out here? 248-539-9797. Yes, we are going to talk Lions. Yes, we will get back into the Brad Holmes commentary because I think he foreshadowed your offseason. But we're going to do something a little different, and no, it ain't going to be ESPN's What's Your Favorite Burger. David, where are you at with it when you hear Rick Pitino speak? Please separate your feelings on Pitino from the things that came out of his mouth.
I don't have anything to say about Pitino. I don't care about that. I care about the actual sport. When it comes to the actual
Drake,
sport,
please.
what he's saying is I agree with what Rico's saying. It's about the even playing field. And I want to even across the board. If Alabama gets caught, Alabama gets punished. Don't say it's just Bama. They can do whatever they want. No, even across the field.
Right.
And
Tennessee Tech doesn't get
Correct.
punished because Alabama screwed up.
make it an even playing field, and I think that's what this does. And okay, so if a school wants to pay more for a player, now you still know they have that hard cap, now everybody knows what everybody's dealing with. That's what I want. I'm sick of the wild, wild west right now, where you don't know. What is Miami doing? Have no idea. What is Oregon doing? Don't know. Tennessee, who knows?
And see, here's the other thing that I think is losing people like you and Mike. There's one thing that really will help this thing out, and I'll give you that next.
Wow. What a tease. 248-539-9797. I know you are. You're going to peter out by 4 o'clock. I know what you're going to do to me now. Rico's going to hit that minutes restriction by about 4. We'll be solo till 6. Go ahead. Tell them all about it.